Hey y'all, what's up? This is Rom Wills back at you with yet another podcast. A man must know his environment. And what do I say when that is? And just to be clear, this got partially to do with women, partially. In the sense that women are in your environment, but a man has to know everything going on in his environment. And I thought about this the other day, right? Because, I check out some other videos if my name is called, and the comments of an O'Shea video, some young dumb motherfucker, and if he is dead, I'll tell him to his face, saying, oh, Rom's out of touch. He don't know what's going on out here, which I laughed. I actually laugh at that because I don't spend that much time on my phone or on the computer. I'm out most of the day. And that's part of knowing the environment. The reason why I know my environment and what's in it is because I get out. I don't, the social media thing is just a communication, marketing platform. Every single man needs to just get out and just explore. Just need to know. And speaking for myself, because I don't tell people to do something I don't do. Well, I'm coming from this gym. I'm talking with people. About to head to a grocery store talking with people. Was at a grocery store this morning different grocery store talking with people. When I'm out and about or just walking or something, I always see somebody I know. And it's like sometimes during the day, since I got a lot of free time, I might hit different malls in the area. For those familiar with Baltimore, I'm hitting everything from Towson Town Center, White Marsh, to East Point Mall to the flea market in Dundalk. I know that's ghetto as fuck. And the reason why is like I try to know not just the surroundings, not just how to get around, but just people. Because that's the important thing. Because when I say environment, I mean, yeah, it's like the neighborhood zip code, but you got to know the people in your environment. You got to know how they are. You got to learn how to read them. Now, for some people, no, I'm from D.C. Spent the early part of my life in Anacostia, the teenage years of my life in North Michigan Park. And, of course, if you're in North Michigan Park, you got to roll through rigs. It's funny, when I mentioned those three, I remember when I was in high school, somebody in the school paper was talking about bad neighborhoods in D.C. They mentioned Anacostia, North Michigan Park, and Rig. People who live those there, it's like, hey, hold up. But the thing you learn most is how to navigate yourself, carry yourself. Because it's more than just walking through. Because I'm going to tell you what, a lot of times when people don't know how to carry themselves in the street, don't know how to be with people, like how to interact, even if you introverted, you still need to know how to interact. Because sometimes the difference between walking through peacefully in any neighborhood, any environment, and getting your ass robbed is a simple like, hey, what's up? And then saying it confidently like, yeah, this is what's up. And in fact, sometimes I go through certain places just so they can get used to my face. A drug dealer told me that a while ago, and I was like, yeah, I do that too. He said this drug dealer, he actually said he'll go through certain bad neighborhoods so they'll get used to his face. So then, he need to walk through for anything like actually important, they wouldn't fuck with him. And it gets like that. It gets like that. But that's knowing that that's some street smarts and stuff. See, I'm going to tell you what, no matter, I don't care whether you select, non-select, this is just pure man shit right here. Any man, like if a man should get to the point, you can blindfold him, take him on a plane, drop him off in a strange neighborhood, bad neighborhood, and he should be able to survive. That's how deep it is, because you got to have those skills. Like I said, even if you introverted, you got to know how to handle yourself really in every situation. Like that's why I'll just walk through. I take my sons, like when I'm with my sons on the weekend, I'll hit different hoods and just walk them through with them. Just walk through. Some of the badder ones, they're going to check you out, but sometimes you just be like, hey, what's up? And they be like, hey, what's up? Sometimes they may be friendly or something. But then also, too, you got to carry yourself in such a way, somebody a little too friendly, be like, hey, let me hold some money. And then you got to give them a look like, you can hold these fists. Usually that backs something off. I mean, anybody travel through the streets, a lot of times you can back somebody off of you with just a look. Now, I know some cats will be like, yeah, I do Ron was a reform pookie and shit. No, that's just life. This is life. Like I mentioned Townsend Town Center, right? I know of people getting robbed up there. And I say, that's because you don't know how to carry yourself right. And if anybody doubt like me going around or anything like that, because I know some people, and I'm going to get into that in a second, some people so stuck on the internet, they going by what they see. They like, you probably get some dumb people who think, oh, this is just what Rom does, just drive around in his car and shit. I'm like, motherfucker, it's 10 minutes. But anybody who doubted this, check my IG. I remember I was in this neighborhood, it was around Rosedale or something. I remember some people who follow me on here, they were like, hey, yeah, Uncle Ron, be careful around there. Because some people might remember, there was some people in line for some of that dumbass chicken sandwich on at Popeyes in this hood I was in. I was looking for something. And they were like, yeah, they be robbing people. I said, man, I'm all right. Because actually this particular hood, I go through a lot. Man, they got this Peruvian chicken place. I'm like, shit. Plus my ghetto player store, K&G, is up in there too. So I'm like, I gotta be up here a lot. But you gotta be that way. And see, I'm gonna tell you what, Ed, I would say about people getting offline. I'm noticing one thing. And I've talked about this before. I gotta talk about it. A lot of times I might talk about something and, people don't get it. I'm like, do you go outside? Where do you hang out at? And what you got is a lot of people who don't do that. Now, that's good for a woman. Women, shoot. Women by nature don't explore. Women by nature nest. They expect a man to explore. But in order for the man to really know stuff, he got to get out there. A brother I mentioned on here, a tantra master. Now, this is a tantra master. He all in the tantra and... Well, right now he's a Babalawo in the Ifa tradition, but he said, shoot, the man got to stay close to the streets. Shoot, I'll go to a barbershop in the hood just to listen up. Like every man should do that. Every man, I don't care if you making six figures. I don't care if you escape the hood. And you don't just have to be in the hood. Shit, go through some walk through some malls or something in a rich neighborhood. Go into some high-end areas and just chill out. I had a client. He used to walk through. He's in California. He used to walk through Beverly Hills sometime. He told me, and because one of the things too, and just being in your environment, you can feel how energy shifts, and the energy is not just the brick and mortar buildings, but it's the people in the area. Oh man, they ain't fixed this shit yet. There's a light up here. Cause motherfuckers don't know to like calls and all that shit. Damn. Got a bitch. No, we good. But seriously, if anybody go any place, they know they gotta shift up. Like a man has to, he gotta have that energy where he's a warrior no matter where he go, and people recognize that he's a warrior. But the only way to get that, you gotta get out. Cause I listen to some people and I be like, damn man, where did you grow up at? Because there's a whole lot of folks on shit in these YouTube spaces. You can tell they were sheltered. Or they only seen one thing. Or even when they talk, or this internet study said this or that. I'm like, dude, really? You ain't paying attention to see what's actually there? What's up with my window extra fogs and stuff. But, know your environment. Find out everything around you. Know what's there. Know who's there. It's funny. I'll never forget, I told you about that drug dealer. I remember what a drug user said. He said he'd go anywhere in America and find where the drugs are. And actually, every man should know that. Not for drugs for himself, but if, say, he's a man, he's a family man, he got a family. He's looking at a neighborhood to see what's up. He need to see what's around there. But where I'm living now, shoot, I had driven through it several times before I even thought about living around here. Because, as a man, you leading. You're leading. The women, I don't care how independent these women talk about they are and all that other bullshit. They still expect the man to know. The man's supposed to go out, get knowledge. And really not just, not just the people, just what's going on out in the streets. Because if the streets come to his home, he need to know how to defend. He need to shoot. Some cases he might need to move his family out of there. Because, of course we going in just strictly to select subjects, but a select man is more likely to get married if he chooses. So he's going to, he's going to got responsibility for somebody else. Part of that responsibility, part of being a leader is knowing what's up. Being free, scanning the environment. Or even when you out with your girl. Even when you out with your girl, you gotta pay attention to everything, because there was I saw it on IG. Some dude was walking with this fine ass woman. Young dude walking with this fine ass woman. First of all, this other dude came and walked in between them and put his arm around her waist and kept going. And she pulled off, but the dude didn't do anything. Part of knowing your environment is really not just knowing it, but be prepared to bust somebody in the face. Or really be prepared in such a way and carry yourself in such a way that they won't even think about touching your woman. And then I know some people get on here with some punk shit and talk about, well, I shouldn't have to defend her and all that shit. Yet the same person wondering why a woman ain't trying to give him any. Because that's part of the thing a woman gonna look for in a man. There's a little bit of a tangent, but if you know your environment, you gotta be prepared. And that's part of the thing. And there will be some dudes, if you look like a punk or you don't carry yourself or you don't know where you at, they will try. They will try. I've known people who do that shit. And shit, trust me. The second you don't do anything, that's no longer your woman. Now I know, like I said, I know some, but this is mainly for select dudes. Because that's something I need to get into too. Because even if you select somebody, always trying to get at your woman anyway. I'll do that on another podcast. But know your environment. Know what's around you. Know every nook and cranny. Know the type of people that inhabit that environment. Know where you gonna have to be. You gonna have to have that that hardcore fuck you up walk in some places. Also places where you might need to tone it down a bit. Because one thing, if you you gotta be okay, I'm walking through this neighborhood, it's a high-end neighborhood, I probably shouldn't wear that hoodie. That's what you gotta know. You gotta have that intelligence. Because look, women look to men for leadership to know this shit. They look to follow a man. Even if a woman let you drive her car, she's still ultimately following you. And in order for you to effectively lead, you got to be an eagle to see what's out there. You got to see the whole picture. You got to see everything. So, anyway, that's all I got for today, y'all. Got some personal stuff going on, so I'm going to chill. So, and to be honest, because I have some personal stuff going on, I might not be in the mood for a lot of bullshit, just to tell you that now. So anyway, I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.